Yes, my name is Georgina Grant, and the exhibition is titled Sankofa, an exploration informed by African futurism. A Sankofa is a adinkra symbol, is a bird turning back on itself, which means that it's okay to pick up what you left behind. And adinkra symbols are mainly from West Africa, Ghana particularly, and they are like storytelling in patterns and shapes and that sort of thing. So a lot of people know what Sankofa means, but I've used it to mean it's okay to go back and think about how things might have been pre-colonial days, and to see what you've lost, and to see what you might want to bring forward into the future. So I've got Afrofuturism. It's not Afrofuturism, it's called Africanfuturism, and there's a big difference between Afrofuturism and Africanfuturism. Afro means that it is usually from the black diaspora. It takes themselves and they put them into technology and into science fiction and that sort of thing. Africanfuturism is where it's got nothing to do with any technology whatsoever. It's mainly to do with looking for ways to do things that are different, that doesn't involve the colonial mindset, capitalist mindset, and basically just trying to have informed ideas by the indigenous people. And you can have it all throughout the whole of, the world really, is you look at what the indigenous people have to say. So I have got work which is using a headdress which is from the Fanti tribe. My father was Ghanaian, and so his tribe was Fanti, which is the coast of of Ghana. And the traditional headdress is it's basically got gold bits put on it, and so I've used that idea to look at how a tekoa would be if I was to make one, today. So I've got tekoas around the place, and I've tried to not incorporate capitalism or colonialism, but I've found that work always has that sort of thread through. So I've had to work through some of that to get back to trying to think about how things might have been without colonialism. I've got what I call animist objects made from tree and various bits and pieces, and it's looking at the spirit of, let's say, trees and other objects and that sort of thing. So you find some quite scary looking animist objects coming out from the bedroom scene there. On top of the dressing table are things called hair tidies, and I had this whole notion about hair being so symbolic of a person, and how you get defined by your hair. So I've made these hair tidies, which Victorians used to have hair tidies to take the bits of hair that are everywhere, and they just wrap it up and put it in a little thing, and they use the hair for various other things like sewing and making things out of. So I've made my own version of hair tidies. And then here, behind me, is called The Three Sisters in Conversation. And what it is, it's three sisters come together. It's like a storytelling to myself, using objects and using like storytelling as I'm making things. So they're talking about their past, and all circled around hair, because whenever they come together, there's either one doing somebody else's hair or something like that. So I've just had a little play with the idea of three sisters, basically having a conversation. And all the objects there are all parts of the conversation. I've got thought bubbles there. That was basically just ideas that spring out of nowhere, and I'm just trying to incorporate them and think about what they might be if they were 3D things. And then a little ritualistic thing. The film is called 10 Blue Futures, and it's to do with 200 years from now, and what I had a little story going on in my head as I was making it, and so it just gave me all these different images to play around with. So that's what that's about.